Cultural appropriation. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 15th episode of the show Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, as well as the 308th episode overall, titled Redemption Day. We start this episode on the Scorpion Stinger, which is leaking fuel into space. It seems to stop, and Trakina laments that they can't run out of fuel or else they'll just freeze to death in space. She's kind of freaking out, and Scorpius tells her one place that has enough energy to solve all their problems. Meanwhile, Leo and Maya are driving a little smart car around, and Maya says how the Mountain Dome always reminds her of Miranoi, probably because it's the exact same location, and Leo is pretty rude in saying, I guess if you've been swinging from vines since you were a kid, I guess it's easy. I don't even know what that means. Then he starts telling a boring story, and he asks Maya if she's listening, and she says, no, stop for a second. That's pretty funny. They're driving on one of the tunnelways, and they see the Scorpion Stinger, and Leo yells, run, grabbing her. The tunnel starts blowing up behind them, which I feel like would probably kill them immediately and get them sucked into space. Satan says to close the airlocks once they're alerted about what's going on, and Leo and Maya are still running. The explosion propels them forward, letting them get back in time. Scorpius says that this is excellent because now the dome is isolated so they can drain its energy? They're alerted on the bridge, and Stanton figures out what's happening. He calls for things to get locked down. Kai and Kendricks run out, meeting with the others. Maya and Leo update them, and Damon says that in maybe 2 to 3 hours, they'll be all out of power. They run away, but Magna Defender is there just watching for funsies, I guess, saying he's going to kill Scorpius. He's now in the Mountain Dome, talking to Torozord about how he's going to destroy the Mountain Dome to kill Scorpius as well. Kinda feels like a stretch, but whatever. He gets into the Defender Torozord, and now there's a huge crater, and he's firing into it. On the megaship, Alpha tells the Rangers what's going on, saying that the Magna Defender is trying to create a meltdown, and if he succeeds, he'll kill Scorpius, but he'll also kill Terra Venture, which is no bueno. The Rangers run off, showing up morphed in the Galaxy Megazord, telling the Magna Defender to stop. They try to grab him, but Magna Defender says, screw you, I'll do what I want, hitting them. Scorpius calls for a monster to be sent down to stop the Magna Defender, and we're introduced to the Freaky Tiki. He's teleported down. Meanwhile, Magna Defender is powering up, ready to strike, but he suddenly stops, getting kicked out of the Torozord, who seems to have had enough. The Rangers run up on the ground, and they're very confused. Magna Defender begs the Torozord to help, but then he gets stabbed in the back by Freaky Tiki, and Leo runs forward to help him. Why at this point? Leo uses his saber, hitting Freaky Tiki back. The others cover, telling Leo to take Magna Defender out of here. Freaky Tiki takes the others on, and as Leo and Magna Defender are rushing away, Stingwingers show up, turning into a fight against Leo, and while the Magna Defender is just there watching. Leo even saves him from a rogue Stingwinger, now getting tossed around a bit. Leo then just defeats them all. Magna Defender asks how Leo is so weak, still defending him even when Magna Defender doesn't care about him. How he always fights for good. He then casually says, your brother was the same way. Bitch, okay, let's go there, I guess. Now, the Magna Defender explains that when Chetron defeated him, he fell into a cave, same as Mike did. He was stranded there for 3,000 years, and then the crevice opened and Mike fell in. He stopped Mike from hitting the fire, using his life force to get up and out of the crevice. Alright, that's casual. Leo doesn't understand somehow, and Magna Defender is like, your brother is inside of me, which is kinda hot. He says that his goodness has been tearing him up inside. Damn girl. So his brother will be lost forever unless Leo kills him. Leo's like, wait, what? And I'm like, wait, what? But then Magna Defender takes out his sword, telling Leo that if he could do it, just call it self-defense. He swings at Leo, hitting some flowers, but Leo refuses. Magna Defender is also confused, asking if he wants to see Mike again, and Leo says, no, not this way. So he turns around and runs away like a little girl. Magna Defender remembers when he had honor like that, and he remembers giving Zika his little dagger. And then, guess what, guys? We see Zika die again. Meanwhile, the others are struggling against the Freaky Tiki getting hit around. Damon tries to do something, but he's hit down. Leo runs up, and of course, he's fine to do this solo. Now that they're all together, they activate the Lights of Orion, and Freaky Tiki runs forward. They do their power-up mode BS attack, turning into energy lights, blowing up the Freaky Tiki. Except, he's still alive, turning giant without potion or anything. The Rangers get into the Galaxy Megazord and they juice it up with the Lights of Orion. Then they toss Freaky Tiki for a second before they slice him, and I guess his staff falls into the big crevice thing that the Magna Defender made. Scorpius decides to disconnect now, and the Rangers are going after the pit for some reason. Alpha tells them that it's reaching critical temperature and it's going to explode, but the Rangers keep going near it. To get to the core to stop it from blowing, like, is this going to supposedly kill everyone? I'm really confused. Magna Defender is weak watching them. The Rangers lose their powers, getting hit down from a beautiful field to desert. Magna Defender then visualizes Zika, who is there with him, telling him to save the colony. Magna Defender says he can't save the colony if he couldn't save his own son. Who he was is dead now. Zika says no, it's still in his heart, giving him one of the flowers that he hit earlier, saying that they'll always be together and honor his memory properly if he does what's right. Zika then disappears, and Magna Defender looks at the flower hobbling forward. Leo tells the others that they have to get up, going up this desert hill, but the flames are too much, knocking them down. Magna Defender then says that only he can do this. He tosses his sword down and then somehow encases them in a prism. He tells Leo to not worry about his brothers, which the others are very confused about. Torozord shows up, and the Magna Defender tells him to stop, and then he has to do this mission alone. Torozord listens as the Magna Defender goes forward, getting hit a bunch of times, and Maya and Damon try to pretend to be sad about this. Magna Defender then holds out the flowers, going forward, but it flashes to him walking hand in hand with Zika in some really nice transition work. The Magna Defender then gets to the top of the hill, and he turns into a blue energy ball because why not? And he goes down to the crater, and then a big explosion happens that they then just get sucked into, and then it just disappears, going into the sky and turning into gold flakes, I guess. The prism is gone around the Rangers, and Leo says he'll live forever taking the sword. Alpha lets the Rangers know that they did it, and Kendrick says they couldn't do it. Magna Defender did it. Then from around the corner, struggling to walk, it's Mike. Fucking finally. This was a painful 15 episodes to endure for this. Everyone except Leo hugs him, and then Leo runs forward, hugging him one-on-one. They say they missed each other a lot. Leo is like, I knew someday you'd come back. What a terrible lesson to teach kids. If someone dies, just hope they'll reappear. Mike then says he's never leaving again, but trust me, that ain't true. The end. This episode was a great ending for the Magna Defender, and I guess I should be happy that Mike is back, even if it was obvious from the jump that they were eventually going to be bringing him back. But honestly, Mike was around for like 1.5 episodes. I don't know Mike. I don't care about Mike. I don't want to have to care about Mike. Mike coming back means nothing to me at this point. Other than that, what the hell happened to make the Scorpion Singer start leaking fuel? I just realized that was never explained, which is kind of weird. So how will Mike integrate into this team? Will Stanton be like, wow, we just kind of assumed we left you on the moon, weird. Find out next time, but until then, may the power protect you.